I have lost 50 pounds so far. I'm going to show you my before and after images. I'm going to let you know what programs and products I've been using, and I'm going to let you know what my next steps are for losing the next 50 pounds. Hey friends, and welcome back to my weight journey. So I've done it. I've reached my halfway point, 50 pounds gone. Now today is February 13th, 2021. I'm going to show you the latest People magazine issue so you can take a look. And I have done it. I've reached 50 pounds gone and 50 pounds to go. That's a major milestone because I am at the midpoint. So I'm going to be sharing with you my before and after images using my Naked Lab scale. I'm also going to be showing you what I look like right now with my Halo watch, as well as using the Renpho scale. We're going to look at the numbers to see where I am. Then we'll talk about what programs I've been using, what products have really helped me, and what I'm going to be doing next to lose the next 50 pounds. So keep watching. Okay, so let's start with the Renpho scale. On the left-hand side of your screen, you're looking at the weight from March 7th, 2020. That's the weight in green, 225.4. And on the right-hand side of the screen, that's today's weight from February 12th, 2021. And there's the 50-pound difference. It's 174.8. It's actually a 50.6-pound difference to be exact. But those are the starting point and midpoint weights. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch screens to another screen that the Renpho has, which is a comparison feature, which is it's very nice in the sense that you can kind of compare all your data from one point to another point. So of course on the screen here I have on the far left March 7th. In the middle, there's February 12th. And then on the far right, it already just automatically calculates the differences for you. So I won't go through all the data. You're welcome to take a look at it. But the biggest differences are that the weight changed from 225 to 174.8, so a 50.6 pound difference. The BMI went from 39.9 to 31, so that's a difference of almost 9 points in BMI. And then body fat went from 52.4% to 38.6%, so that is a 13.8 reduction in body fat. So I'll let you take another look at the screen in case there are any other data points that you want to look at, but that's pretty much it for the Renpho scale in terms of numbers. Now let's take a look at the Naked Lab scale. Okay, here is our new image from February 12th, 2021. And just going down the row here, the body fat now is 41.9 according to the Naked scale. And there's always a bit of a variance between the Naked scale as well as the Renpho scale and the Halo watch. They all have different numbers for body fat, but I think right now I'm still using the Renpho scale for that reference. But then going on to fat mass, 73.3. Lean mass 101.7, and weight 174.9. Actually, you know, this Naked Lab scale tends to vary, but the lean mass and body fat are actually inching their way to be a little bit closer to the Renpho scale. So I wonder if at some point they're going to actually meet up and be, you know, just off by 1% or so. But now let's move on to something. Let me just spin this image for a second so you can see the new images, the new body images on this Naked Lab scale. And there's the back view, one of the side views, and then back to the front view. But even more interesting is when we do the comparison. So here we are. This is the comparison from March 7th, 2020 to February 12th, 2021. So again, this scale is reflecting about a 50-pound difference, and I'm going to spin these around so you can really see the differences there in that first 50-pound weight loss. I mean, I would say with almost every single body part, there are definite differences in terms of reduction. I mean, the stomach has been reduced, the arms, the hips, legs, etc. So I think those differences, I won't even point them out because I think they're pretty obvious. But I would say from the back view, the biggest difference I see is definitely in the waist. That's definitely, you know, you can even see there's more space between my arms and my waist. So you can see that as well. But let's just give a quick side view for the other side. And then the front again. Now let's scroll through the measurements so you can see Body fat, according to the Naked Lab scale, it's a 17.6% reduction. Fat mass, 60.8 pound reduction. Lean mass, it's showing that I gained 10 pounds in lean mass. Weight is the reduction of 50.4. And then here we go. Waist to hip ratio has gone down by 0.09, which is great because you want that waist to hip ratio to be smaller. The smaller, the better. So that's fantastic. So let's go through the measurements here. So shoulders went down by about 2.5 inches. Then left arm, a reduction of 1.7 inches. Right arm, 1.2 inches. And then chest, 3.7 inches. And they measure that that red bar that you can see there, that's where they take these measurements. But now here we go with the waist. I would think the waist, and I'm going to spin my images around because I think you can see the differences from the back even better. The waist went down by 10.6 inches, and then the stomach by 9 inches. And I think that one is, from the side view, is actually even better to see that difference. So I think the waist and the stomach, those are probably the biggest differences in terms of reduction that I've seen with these first 50 pounds. Then the hips, the hips went down by about 7.6 inches. And then the right thigh and left thigh, it looks like they each went down by about 3.5 inches. Lower thighs went down by about somewhere between 2 and 2.5 inches. And then finally the left calf and right calf, they each went down by about 1.5 inches or so. So that's it in terms of the measurements and in terms of the images using the Naked Lab scale. I'm actually really appreciative of the fact that I have this scale to be able to really see and look at the differences, because it's very easy to start losing weight and really lose sight of where you were and to see how much progress you've made. So it's really nice to be able to see the progress using these images. So now finally, taking a quick look here at the Halo Watch results. So this is an app that accompanies the Halo Watch, and what you do is you take images of yourself from the front, from both sides, and from the back, and it automatically calculates your body fat for you and shows you what your new images look like. So you plug in your weight, so I plugged in 175, I took the pictures, and it gives me my estimate of my body fat, and interestingly enough, that 41.8 that this Halo Watch is estimating is very close to what the actual Naked Lab scale is giving me in terms of body fat, so I find that interesting. But otherwise, we'll just do, this is from February 12th, we'll do a quick comparison with January 18th, and then with January 4th, when I was 192, and you can definitely start seeing the progress there in terms of how the body is starting to slim down a little bit. Definitely not where I need to be, but definitely on my way there. So just we'll look at the back view for a second. Again, from January 4th down to February 12th, and see those differences there. So I'm hoping that the Halo Watch gets a little bit more robust in terms of their features, but for right now, that's what they kind of do, is just give you, it shows you what your current image looks like, and it gives you an estimate of your body fat. Okay, so now before we get going on a few of the products that I've been using and really enjoying, I will leave links below to all of these products so you can take a closer look to just see it and look for yourself to see if they're products that you're interested in using. So, okay, now let's get going and talk about a few products. Okay, now you've seen what I look like today, what those numbers look like. I think I'm making some progress, and you might be wondering, well, how are you doing it? The number one program that I am using right now that has really propelled me to this point of being at my halfway point is the Fat Loss Boost program. This is a program I started using in December of 2020, so it's only been about 2.5 months. And that's really the program that's going to get me to the finish line. I can just tell it's working like a charm. The weight is just melting off of me. Now, I've talked about this in other videos, and I do intend next week on doing a more in-depth review. Once I do that, I will link that in-depth review of this Fat Loss Boost program above. Meanwhile, I'll give you a mini review right now. This Fat Loss Boost program is kind of an intense 2-week program that really allows you to maximize your fat burn in that 2-week period, and then you take a break for anywhere between 2 to 4 weeks, and then those 2 to 4 weeks you kind of eat normally, however you would have done before this fat loss boost, and then you resume the fat loss boost again in a 2-week interval until you really get to your finishing point, your finish line, whatever that may be for you. And so it's a program that's really working well for me. It's a restrictive diet, but in order to really maximize your fat loss, that's really the key, is just to eat certain foods throughout the day to really maximize how much fat you're burning. And the idea is to retain as much muscle as you can while eliminating as much fat as you can. And based on the numbers I've seen from my Renfo scale, that is precisely what that diet is doing for me. So it's going splendidly. I love it. After you finish the 2-week interval, you're almost bummed that you can't keep going with it, although it is, it's an intense 2-week period. But you lose so much weight. In the last few rounds, I've lost about 13 pounds in a 2-week period. Some of that weight is water weight. There's a few pounds of that's water weight. But in those 2 weeks, you're talking about probably at least about a 10-pound weight loss, which is something incredible to be done in those 2 weeks. So, and again, you can take either a 2 or 4-week break in between, whatever you prefer, and then do another fat loss boost. So I have had nothing but success with this program. I highly recommend it. I will do a more in-depth video, and as I said, I'll link that above when it's complete. Okay, so as far as programs that I've been using, the Fat Loss Boost is the primary program, but now in terms of products that are helping me along the way, the first I want to talk about is the Vega Sport Protein Powder. So this is a protein powder that comes in different flavors, different varieties. My favorite I've tried, I think, vanilla, chocolate, peanut butter, and mocha. My top 2 flavors that I enjoy are the peanut butter and the mocha, but in terms of flavors, those are the ones I enjoy. But what's most important about this protein powder is the fact that the numbers for this protein powder are pretty amazing. Let's take a quick look at the numbers for the peanut butter one in particular. They're all pretty close. They all range between 160 to 170 calories, I think, roughly. And in terms of the fat and protein, etc., they're all pretty close. But let's look at the protein one. So, the peanut butter one. So for the peanut butter scoop of this Vega Sport plant protein powder, you're looking at 170 calories, 3 grams of fat, 6 grams of carbs, and 30 grams of protein. So that's 30 grams of protein for only 170 calories and 3 grams of fat. It's pretty phenomenal when you look at the stats. And also, if you happen to enjoy eating plant-based, it is a protein powder that is plant-based, so it's helpful there as well. I'm enjoying it, and it's really helping me to maintain as few calories as possible while I lose this weight, knowing that I'm consuming something that's plant-based and consuming something that packs a lot of punch when it comes to protein. So that is one of my favorite new products that I'm using. It is actually recommended in the Fat Loss Boost program. You don't have to use it, but it's just kind of a diet aid if it's something that you don't have time to cook a meal, or you just want to use it as a supplement of sorts. It's a great product that I've found that has been really helping me along the way. So that's the first product I want to talk about. Now, another product that I use on occasion as well is Benefiber, actually. Something as simple as Benefiber, because I feel that it fills me up when I use it. It's just adding extra fiber to my diet. It's recommended by gastroenterologists. It's not really, I just mix it in water. I mix it in my morning coffee sometimes if I know that I'm not going to eat as much fiber as I'm supposed to. And it's safe to use. It's recommended by doctors. It fills me up. And I find that especially if I'm restricting calories, it's a great way to just have that extra bulk throughout the day, so that it can just help it really helps with hunger, and I just enjoy the benefits of it. So I do use Benefiber on occasion, and I find that it helps, and on days when I know I'm eating a lot of fiber, I don't use it because I just don't really need it. So it's something I use, a PRN on occasion. I like it. It doesn't have any flavor to it. If you feel that you're going to have a few days, it comes both in packets as well as just in a kind of a large tub where you can take a spoonful out and add it to whatever beverage you like. But the packets are pretty handy if you want to travel with them, especially if you are traveling. The packets are very handy because you can just put them in a bottle of water and shake up the water, and automatically you have fiber added to your diet. You can have a couple of them a day, and you know that it's just going to help you because fiber is very filling, and it's just a great aid to weight loss, I've found. Another product that I've been using that I think has really helped is True Lemon Lemonade. And now I buy this in the form of packets, which you can really easily just add to water and you have instant lemonade. And the reason I think this is helping is because it has helped me to reduce the amount of diet soda that I've been drinking. That's not to say that I don't drink diet soda at all. I definitely still drink diet soda, but I used to drink maybe 2 a day sometimes, not consistently, but sometimes one with lunch and one with dinner. And now with this True Lemon Lemonade, it just helps me to kind of reduce my diet soda consumption. And I add a lot of water to it, so I just in general helps me drink more water, which helps fill you up and is good for you. So it's something that I enjoy. I actually love the taste. If I didn't love the taste, I wouldn't use it, but I love the taste. It's only 10 calories per serving, and again, I prepare it with a lot of water. I drink caffeine-free Diet Pepsi, and I do the caffeine-free so that I don't consume that much caffeine per day. So I still drink that, and I drink it maybe every few nights. But for the most part, this lemonade, the True Lemon Lemonade, has helped me cut back on my soda consumption and really just increase how much water I'm drinking, which is always, drinking more water always helps fill you up. So that's another great thing. And so, yeah, that's one of the products that I'm really enjoying, the True Lemon Lemonade. Okay, now the last product that I've been using is not really a product. Well, I suppose you can purchase the grains for it and then make it yourself. That's what I do. But you can buy it at the grocery store as well. And before you start out like wondering what I'm talking about, it's kefir. I drink milk kefir. And some people say kefir, some people say kefir. I say kefir. And if you've never heard of kefir, it's basically a yogurt. It's a yogurt drink that you can either buy ready-made or you can make yourself. And now several years ago, I would say over 4 years ago, I just came across kefir and the health benefits of it, and I quite enjoy it. It's a yogurt drink that really packs a punch with regard to probiotics. It has like millions and millions more strains of good bacteria for your gut than even just the average cup of yogurt does. And what I do is I purchased the kefir greens, and I'll link to the website below. The name of the woman that I kind of learned this all from, her name is Donna, and I can't recall her last name, but she has a dedicated website, YouTube channel. She's phenomenal. Her life story on how kefir and other, fermented products and other types of yogurt products have really helped her and helped her lifestyle. It's really inspiring, and that's how I kind of got into it, just learning about how it's impacted her life. But I drink 1 cup of kefir every morning. I make it myself at home. What you do is you buy kefir grains, and I bought mine directly from Donna's website. But you can buy kefir grains almost anywhere. If you know someone who makes kefir, they can give you excess grains for free. And what are kefir grains? They look like cottage cheese. They're not cottage cheese, but they kind of, when you look at them, they kind of look like cottage cheese without the other stuff. If you take cottage cheese and you put it under the sink and you look at all the little pieces, that's what kefir grains look like, only just maybe slightly bigger sometimes. And that's what you do is you take those grains, you add milk, it ferments in about 24 hours, you strain out the grains, and then all of a sudden you have kind of yogurt, you have this drink. And so I'm oversimplifying it, but the kefir is beneficial for so many different reasons. If you're curious about it, I would encourage you to just kind of look it up. I quite enjoy it. So that's one of the products I'm using. Okay, guys, so we looked at our before and after pictures. We looked at the numbers, as well as the program I'm using, which is the Fat Loss Boost program. And finally, I talked about a few of the products I'm using. So now, next steps, what do I plan on doing? Well, guys, I plan on doing the same thing that I've been doing the past few months that have gotten me to this point, and that is following that Fat Loss Boost program. And again, I'm going to leave a link below to that program so you can read more on it. But that program is really what's changed the course for me, because when I started this weight loss journey, it was March 2020, and in November of 2020, I had still only lost about 25 pounds. I think it was 27 pounds roughly at that point. And from December 1st to now, I've lost the other 25. And that's really remarkable because it has really just increased the speed at which I've been able to lose weight. And I think it's going to continue to do that for me in the months coming up. And if you stay tuned and kind of subscribe, which I would urge you to do if you really want to follow my weight journey and see me through to the end, subscribe to the channel so you can continue seeing these updates and see how I'm doing. But I think that Fat Loss Boost program is going to be really key for me to reach my final milestone of 100 pounds lost. So I plan on sticking with that program, and I plan on continuing using the products that I just told you about. Now, in my next milestone video, if there are any new products that I start using, I will definitely let you know about them. But meanwhile, stay tuned. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you on the next one.